Hi there, and welcome back to my craft room. If you saw my last video, I talked about the Clear Scraps clear acrylic sheets, the 12 by 12 sheets, and I talked about how the material they are made out of. I have a sample here that I thought was a little too thick and bulky for my taste for cards. I like something a little bit thinner and easier to work with, so I'm excited to see their new card shapes coming out soon. And I'm hoping that they're a little bit thinner to make them easier to work with. The card that I have today is a clear card. It's actually from Close to My Heart. They have 2 packages of clear cards. They come in pouches of 8 cards. This one is the standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 size. It comes with 4 of the rounded corner rectangle and 4 of the bracketed rectangle. And they also have a 4 1/4 inch round and square combination where there are 4 of the rounded corner square cards and 4 of the scalloped circle cards. They all come with that cling film on both sides, just like the clear scrap sheets do, that you need to peel off of both sides before you start working. Okay, so what I love about the clear cards is all the extra dimension and fun you can have with them. They have 4 or more layers because you are looking at the front and back side of both the front of your card and the back of your card, plus anything you want to build out away from the top of that card. So let me show you what I did. First of all, again, here's the complete design of the card. If I open it, you can see that the front of that card has only these stars that are stamped on here, which are done with StazOn ink. That works really, really well on the acrylic cards. I've got a few red sparkles adhesive gems down here, some ribbon, which I carried all the way around to the back, and the cut ends are underneath a second piece of paper here, so everything is hidden. My brads were put on first prior to the ribbon being adhered, so you're covering everything up. And then my outside mat and sentiment, and then I even popped up part of that sentiment on some additional foam adhesive, so I've got 2 layers of foam going here. The layer on the mat was just to kind of keep it up above the ribbon without being bulky, and it kind of kept everything flat. And then on the inside, you'll see I echoed this outer mat for the inner mat to put our sentiment. I made it a birthday card. Okay, and I carried through the ribbon border with this punched paper border. And then I layered on these rectangles. This design was from this week's Mojo Monday. I believe it's number 249. So the pattern with the blue background and the stars all over it, I cut into rectangles and adhered to the front of the back of this card. And I used score tape to adhere those again. I used score tape on everything for these cards. And then this red background with the circles, I cut the entire size of the card so that I would have a solid back on my card. Again, I adhered the score tape to the back of the card where the stars were already covering it up. And then you can kind of see here, I used a dot of that liquid glass adhesive over one of the circles right up here. It's the other one, to help keep those corners in place so they don't flop around. And you look on the back, and I've got a nice solid back there where I can sign my life away. No, where I can sign my design. Okay, so that also has the added benefit of having everything covered up so that your card looks like a complete design. It's completely covered, but only on the back. So there's all this extra dimension. And like I said, the key tip is really just the layering and mimicking your outside shape on the inside. Whatever's on the inside back here, ideally would be covered by whatever is on the outside. They don't have to be identical necessarily like mine are, but you need to cover whatever's on the inside with whatever's on the outside, unless you want it to show through, like the bottom design on my little punched border strip on the inside. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope I made sense in explaining that. You can head on over to my blog to see the products that I used to make this card, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by.